Lotto's massive $38 million jackpot wasn't won on Saturday, so it's now rolled over to $43 million for tonight's draw. Can you imagine it? That's 40 new Teslas, 200 houses in Southland, or 2 in Auckland. Someone has to win, right? You've got to be in to win, all that sort of thing. Now, we overestimate the thought that we can win Lotto. The odds are way jacked against us. Hannah McQueen is with us, though, to tell us don't gamble and don't do all these bad things, because it's not going to do you any good. Hannah, g'day. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. My dad took 2 $15 Lotto tickets, okay, his whole life, for 20 years. He won $800. A couple of $20, $40. Didn't really talk about it much. What could that $30 a week over 20 years have been? Well, it ended up being about $1,000 all up, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's $1,500 a year for 20 years. That's a lot, right? Like you could buy a new car with that if you wanted to. You could do some renovations back in the day, right? That would have probably got you a new kitchen, pay off your mortgage, or invest. Like it does unlock many doors, but I guess on a weekly amount it feels just so paltry, like who cares, and got to be in to win.
That's right. But the chances are, we'll hear shortly about the chances, but the chances are
bleak.
Something like 1 in 38 million or something, you know. Like, John Key once said to me, don't buy Lotto, it's 1 in 30 something million, whatever, and he was right.
Yes, it is. Well, I think that, for some people it forms hope or a distraction, or they just love the process of it, right? You know, watching something and seeing if you win. But for many of us, if that's your financial plan, that I'm going to win Lotto and my retirement's going to be sussed, well, that's not that's concerning. But I think something like 24% of people are hanging their hat on, I'm going to win the Lotto.
Tell me about this, because this is interesting, this survey. 800 people surveyed. What's your retirement plan? And 1 in 4, or 24% of people, 25% of people, 26%, whatever it was, said winning Lotto.
I know.
Shit.
Well, yes. And so I think that
it is. It's sorry to say, it's shit. But shit.
I know. Well, it's devastating as well, right? Like for some people, you think maybe it's tongue in cheek, but I think a lot of people have given up hope that they can, in fact, get ahead. So, let's all in on red, right?
Yeah. Have you ever gambled?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dab hand at poker.
Oh yeah, but you're not.
I don't gamble as a rule. I don't buy Lotto tickets.
No, neither do I. I don't buy Lotto tickets either. I don't know why. I used to scratch the Golden Kiwi for the Golden Kiwi. Yeah, Dad used to buy those as well, and we never won anything.
No, but it can be fun. I mean, I think now the today's equivalent is the Temu wheel, right? Like where you win,
talk about that in a minute.
where you win something, but. It's different. But for my clients, probably 20% of them still buy Lotto tickets because they just enjoy the process. They've had their numbers for years, and that's their non-negotiable.
But the thing is, someone has to win. So the whole in to win thing. That's why we do it, right?
Yeah. Well, I've worked with 3 or 4 Lotto winners, and we're talking $20 million that they're winning, and I've worked with 2 that lost everything, right? So they spent it all. But of those that win, I think the key is that you just need to breathe, don't tell anyone, and work out what you're going to do. Get help to get a plan so you can live the life you want for the rest of your days.
Well, that's also the thing, isn't it? Don't tell anyone. Could it be so hard not to? I mean, if someone tonight wins $43 million, if I win $43 million tonight, do you think I'll be here tomorrow?
I think some people would be, because the structure of the routine is important. I mean, for one First Division winner that I worked with, they called me. Well, they were working with us to start with,
right?
And then they won, a casual $20 million just popped into the account. Like it was next level.
Yes.
And I'm like, do not tell anyone yet. Let's get a plan for you.
Yes.
And so what they ended up doing was going downstairs to get their exercycle from 20 years ago, brought it back up because they had all this energy to burn, and just cycled on the exercycle for the rest of the day.
So what did they do ultimately? That person that won $20 million.
We got a plan. So we put around 70% to one side to focus on growing wealth, and we built up a property portfolio and kind of a mix of property and funds. And they spent 30% on paying off their mortgages, their kids' mortgages, upgrading their home, their cars.
Pay off debt, right? Debts.
Pay off mortgages and debt, yeah.
I knew someone that won $6 million at a sports club that I was involved with. And so they did up the house, they bought cars for the kids and I think another house, and put about 40% of it with a wealth manager.
Yes.
He's back working in a supermarket. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, 30%.
He's back working because he wants to feel busy.
You want the structure of it. You want the friends. For a lot of people, that gives you a sense of purpose. Even if you give away the income that you earn, that'd be pretty satisfying. But for this particular couple, the guy continued to work because that was what he enjoyed.
Yeah. What about the pokies? Is that still one of our biggest problems? It's always in the poor neighbourhoods. They don't grow in the rich neighbourhoods. They grow in the poor neighbourhoods.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far it infiltrates into families, but it feels like Lotto's the common. The common kind of denominator for if you're going to put a casual $30 towards something, then just a little bit towards Lotto each week.
Is it toxic, Lotto? Do you think, or is it does it have its place?
Well, I think if you spend consciously, like you're spending something, I think the idea of winning something is kind of a bit crazy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Some people just enjoy that process, and for $30 a week, you spend it there, spend it on coffee, spend it towards a holiday fund. It doesn't matter. Like you're allowed to enjoy your life.
Yes.
Just work out how much enjoyment it gives you, and are you still going to be okay?
What are you seeing with New Zealanders at the moment? Because everyone's doing it hard, right? Cost of living through the roof. We know all that, and I'll get to some of the comments shortly that are coming in. But what do you see? What are you seeing?
Well, I think that it depends on the rhetoric you want to tell yourself. I personally think that things are looking up, right? Like, let's face the sun. Well, interest rates will be down by the end of the year, so you've got to be able to hold on for another 6 months. With a 1% drop in interest rates, you expect a 10% lift in house prices. So you've got to get yourself ready to benefit from that. It has been hard, but that just means we need to be better.
Yeah. Do you see, though, that when you're turning families around, what's the biggest issue?
The unconscious spending, just inefficiencies. It's got nothing to do with the cost of living.
Yeah, we're lazy. We're lazy and we're also complacent, and we buy stuff we don't need.
Yeah, and we don't have a plan. We don't know what to aim for. Like, Kiwis are particularly bad at setting financial goals. It's like we're almost ashamed to want to get ahead. And it's like, well, that should be the baseline.
We shouldn't be ashamed of wealth. Wealth is something to aspire to. This whole New Zealand attitude, you're right, that, the rich guy next door, I want to be like him.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, you want options. Options, whether you have to work, whether you can help your kids, whether you can live where you want, whether you can have a batch. Those are just options. And if you work so hard, everyone should have options. It's just they don't have a plan to get them. They kind of think they're going to drift towards success.
So it doesn't come at your door and knock on and say, here it is for you. Every now and then someone will get some luck. But
yeah, well, 1 in 38 million times it will do that.
Yeah. Good. Are you going to buy a Lotto ticket tonight?
No.
No, neither. Hey, Hannah, always good to see you. Thank you so much.
You.
Okay.
Duncan Garner.